Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Demo Day, Edition 2.0, BREW Edition. I'm Stephen Loy. I'm the Executive Director here of Nexus, Louisiana Technology Park. So tonight we're here to celebrate and to lift up our companies that went through Ignition 2.0 this year. So these companies met at the Tech Park every Tuesday night for a couple hours. We started at 5 o'clock. And with what I call class time or curriculum, our friends over at LSU Innovation Park, sitting mostly over there, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, let's give it up for LSU Innovation Park. We appreciate their partnership, and we couldn't have done this without y'all. So thank you for everything you've done for us to make Ignition 2.0 so successful. So after LSU Innovation Park, part of their wisdom to our to our participants, then we broke into pods. And pods is where we grouped 2 to 3 companies together, and they were led by mentors. And all of our mentors are here tonight. Want to introduce Jay and Bethany Robichaux. Where are y'all? Oh, y'all are in the back. I'm sorry. Jay and Bethany Robichaux, thank you. Brandon Foreman. And Q. Q's so cool, he doesn't need a last name or a first name. He's just also known as Thing. So thank y'all so much, mentors. We appreciate you. And of course, the great presentations that are going to be presented tonight couldn't be done without the best pitch coach in the world, Abby Kish. Where is she? What? Really? I'm giving you the best. Look, she knows how to make an entrance, right? I just said you're the best pitch coach. Didn't I, Steve? I told you. Yeah. So thank you for working. No, sit down. Huh? You can talk? Really? Didn't know that. Thank you, Abby. You're the best. So also, besides the mentors, we also had subject matter experts. And these were individuals who were, just like the name says, were experts in certain areas of business. That included Billy Davis, Bill Ellison, also one of our judges, Will Ellison, Will Eglin, and Jessica Wren. Let's give it up for our subject matter experts. And all the great food and drink wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, Raising Cane's, Stone Pigment, and of course, Innovation Catalyst. So we'd like to introduce our 3 judges today. First is Tony Henderson with Bakery Broadband. Thank you for being here, Tony. And Bill Ellison with Innovation Catalyst. And Barrett Blondo of Falaya. So the rules are pretty simple. 5-minute pitch, 5-minute Q&A, and the judges, after everyone is gone, will go and talk and see who the best investable company is. So with that, are we ready for Kellen? There he is. All right. So without further ado, Code Gig.
That's my button?
That's your button.
Oh, man. All right, so thank you, everybody, for having me today. I can say I've waited for just this part. Software doesn't talk back, so it's good to enjoy people and see what's going on. So please understand, I'm super excited. You have no idea. Please, I may have moments where I'll be more excited than the crowd. Let me have it. It's okay. All right. So I would say this started 2-3 years ago, but I'll be lying to you. My product that we've been working on, it feels like it's been going on for years with carbon capture emissions software. I am a chemical plant baby. My father has been in the chemical plant for 32 years, so has my uncle, so has my auntie, my entire family. My father worked really hard for me not to be in it, to still end up in it. It's just, it's weird, but he's okay because his biggest thing was, hey, look, there's a lot of harmful things there. I want to make sure that you take on a better life than I did. So in the end, we decided to work on some things that could change not only their demographic, but maybe the world. So we have here carbon capture emission software from CodeGig. Right now, based off the information and statistics that we've dealt with, it's about 60% of the companies right now that's Fortune 500, they're running their emissions off of spreadsheets. And I mean spreadsheets. You're talking 100,000 lines, 200,000 lines of information, dealing with things that are harmful in the air. A lot of the business impact that you see here, loss of efficiency. So there's no automation, a lot of manual processes. This is taking times away from your people. So we've been working with different companies to be able to shorten that time, automate that time, streamline that time. So you lose a lot with not having some type of software. You also have a risk. Everybody in here, I know I'm one of them. I look for tax breaks everywhere. I mean, by the ton. One of the big things that a lot of companies are missing out on is the 45Q, 45A. The 45Q and 45A is a tax incentive that was implemented by the government that allowed basically chemical plants, petrochemicals to be able to benefit a whole bunch more on capturing that emission, storing it by the ton. And it's been a wonderful thing because it went from being about $30 a ton to almost $160 a ton. The average plants are trying to host about 800 to 900,000 tons. I'm not really good at math, so you kind of know where this is going. It's a big tax break for a lot of the chemical plants across the board. There's nothing really tracking that metrics. And of course, last but not least, the tedious data. I actually work with the location. They manually put a lot of these emissions in. So that's hours throughout the data. It's just not being utilized to the job you actually hired them for. So we came up with a solution. So our CCS solution, we've been working with so many different engineers and software people that you see, and you're going to get a chance to see my team on the board at some point. But the software itself would not only measure, it will show reduction, it would actually show targets. We also will have the ability to not only take that on, but automating alerts. One thing that you have to deal with a lot of times in the plant, there's nothing really alerting you that's triggering back to the software. It's always something going by, or something or somebody going in the field. Hey, look, we need to go check this, we need to go do that. But along with this software, not only are we automating alerts where it's going to your phones, it's going to personnel, it's going to emails. If you want smoke signals, we might be able to do that too. Just give me some time, we'll figure that part out. But at some point, that streamline needs to be way better than what it is. And based off of what we've been able to put together, along with machine learning, training the model to give action items, be able to take it further than that. One thing we want to put into it is our pilot partner, Shell, has agreed to not only give us a design team, they've been able to give us a commitment to stay with us the entire process for the software, and they actually are going to use our software to pitch to build a new billion-dollar plant. Just found that out yesterday. Some of the traction we've been able to deal with our clients that we have to date, Shell, Dow, Valero. If you can notice, we're very heavy in oil and gas, but we're not limited to that location. We are MBE, DBE, LED, A, B, C, D, E, F. I mean, we got so many acronyms behind our name right now. It probably looks like a run-on sentence. It's a lot. But we've done the work to be able to become better for the field. One thing I want to highlight is my team. As you can see, I may be the face, but I am definitely not the brains behind everything. My guys. Oh, sorry, people. Ran out of time. Thank you so much.
Q&A. Stay up for Q&A.
Oh, apologies. Q&A.
Judges'
sorry.
turns now. All right,
Gentlemen.
You gotta stay there.
Whatever you need.
Sure. I was trying to understand what your sort of, is corporates like Shell your sort of core target market, or are you starting with sort of smaller, more approachable, or are you going straight for the big boys?
We have an 8-year relationship with Shell. So we have a contract that runs with them to 2026. We have past experience with them.
Purely on this software? Or?
No, prior software. We've launched 8 successful custom softwares for them that have saved them $8 million in 1 month.
Okay.
But the plan is to not only stay with oil and gas, but we want to actually take this software and spin it off because it's not oil and gas, it's marine time. They have emissions going out. We have trucking companies. They have emissions going out. So it doesn't stop there, but I played my leverage.
Okay.
So the industries that are,
Speak into the microphone, please.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you,
Sorry.
Bill. You could have stayed. I got you, my man.
So the industries that are emitting this carbon, you said that right now they're tracking it with, spreadsheets.
Yes, sir.
Where are you in the development of your software, and how does your software, you said it measures, reduces, and has targets. How does that work?
So what we do is most, if not all, plants have sensors going around the location. So one of the main ones is SCADA. They have Hive HQ. But what we've worked with Shell, we wanted real life experience. They have 5 vendors that have sensors that surround the plant. All of those sensors feed directly into one massive database. That database stops there. There's nothing else after it. So they're taking 200,000 lines of information and it's sitting in something what's called a PI system. That PI system allows us to not only connect directly, we can use APIs or just direct connection into it with a direct query, but also if there's places that don't have that, we can always API into the system.
So is PI some fancy acronym?
I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is, but yes, sir.
So for me, how exactly are you monetizing? What's the pricing and who's your target customer and how are you getting money from them?
No, not a problem at all. The target audience right now is oil and gas because right now, if you look at any data, Louisiana's 5th in emissions. So that 5th is oil and gas. So right now, the target audience that we're going to take a hold of is leveraging the partnerships we have. So the target audience will be Shell first. And from there, we plan on using that real-time experience or real-time data and go to the Exxons of the world and spin off from there.
How are you pricing that is what I'm... how does it work? Is it recurring revenue?
License. So we've agreed to a license agreement with them. Once it's launched, they'll pay an annual fee. From there, we can go subscription-based once we go beyond that.
How much customization is needed to get there? But you talked before you've done 8 successful projects, and they're all obviously custom
Yes, sir.
software. How much of this is sort of steady state, and how much integration do you have to do with each project?
We build 70% of the customization, and from that, we give the client at least 30 to 40%. We can scale it back down 30, 40% of what they may want because every place is going to be different.
Sure.
So we come in with a design. Hey, this is what we have for you. This is already pre-built, and they come in and say, we track this, we don't track that.
Do they pay for that?
Yes, sir. Implementation fee is the word.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the alerting, could you talk a little bit about that and how important that is?
The alerting itself is what separates what goes out to the public. Alerting is a big deal. Right now, their alert times are very minimum. You're talking about they only have data that's pulling in every 6 hours. That's not suffice. That 6 hours can represent something going in the air that can be harmful to the kids or families nearby. So that alert is one of the main things we're prioritizing when it comes to the alerts going out automated any kind of way necessary.
Any other questions, judges?
Ooh, I was having fun. Hold up.
All right. Did you have something, Tony?
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask what
Yes,
the
sir.
sort of numbers look like in terms of customers and revenue growth.
Thanks to my great mentor, Mr. Brandon, we've found different ways. So you're looking at subscription base. You're hoping to get at least 5 clients every other month or every month. And based on that client base, we can grow from there. Right now with Shell, we have 4 of their locations automatically. And so that's the plan to carry on with that.
Great. Thank you. Leave it there. Renee, you ready? They're nice. Come on up. Yeah. Everyone, welcome to the stage, Courier Parking.
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 Yes. Hello. Steven, how do I do this?
Big button. Big green button.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Good afternoon, good evening. If y'all hear a little frog in the back of my throat, it's not because I'm nervous. So I just want to throw that out there. My name is Renee Robinson. I am the founder and owner of Courier Parking. And so I know your question is going to be, what do we do? Well, we're developing safe locations for business owners with fleets and truckers to be able to park their vehicles in safe locations on a month-to-month basis, on a day-to-day basis. And so a lot of times when we're driving, we're starting to see where there are accidents happening on the road. We're seeing truckers being parked on the side of those highways. And we're also seeing in residential areas where truckers are parking their vehicles in those locations. And it's kind of a sight for sore eyes, right? So what Courier Parking is going to do, We want to help provide safety for those vehicles. We also want to provide comfortability for those drivers when they're on the road so that takes a little bit of that stress off of them. In Louisiana in 2022, we had 3,594 accidents that were truck related. Of that number, 98 were fatal. So what is the solution? Here we want to be the Walmart for truckers. We want to be able to give them a sense of relief while they're on the highway and away from home. So in these different amenities, this is what we're going to create. Here you'll see where we have different locations where truckers are able to park, but it's kind of an up and down thing, right? So if it has secure locations, then it doesn't have food options. Or if it has them, if it gives them the ability to park there, there's no security. So what we're going to do is we're going to bundle all of that up together. We're going to give them a sense of relief while they're delivering our freight. So in the market industry, in the freight transportation industry, 11 billion tons of product are delivered every year in the United States. That is $389 billion in freight. 3.5 million of these truckers are 3.5 million are truckers. Of that number, only 313,000 parking spots exist for these vehicles. So that's 11 drivers per parking spot. Not enough, right? So these projections are over a 2-year period. Every quarter, Courier Parking plans to bring in at least 5 new customers every month. And this is where these projections come from. I've been in the transportation industry for over 17 years, and this has been the biggest issue that we find. I have a fleet of vehicles, and parking is top 5 in the problem of the transportation industry. My dad has also been in the industry of driving for over 20 plus years. So these issues are not new. It just hasn't been brought up yet. So our customer approach is going to be direct marketing. We're going to go straight to the customer. I'm a driver, so I understand the importance of driving. I understand the importance of parking. So we're going to go straight to the consumer. We're going to talk to different businesses with fleets. We're also going to talk to individual drivers. And so we're also going to do statewide events. So this is how we're going to be able to get into that market of more individual drivers or talking to other companies that have fleets of vehicles. Our revenue model, we're going to do monthly contract agreements. So this will be subscription based. They'll be able to go into our app or on our website, and they'll be able to pay on a monthly basis, on a yearly contract, or they'll be able to do night-to-night purchases. We're also going to offer fleet owner packages. And so we're also going to have vendors on our site as well. So the drivers who are driving overnight, they're able to come in, get food, they're able to fuel up their vehicles, and they're also able to just rest. Because most times, this is the problem that we're seeing when drivers are on the road. They're not getting enough rest. And then there's a lack of parking. And so in the process of those packages, we're going to be charging anywhere from $200 to $225 a month per vehicle, and it just depends on the size of the vehicle. And so along with that, the more vehicles you have, you can also get a percentage rate off of your package. And so that concludes Courier Parking. And again, I'm Renee Robinson.
Thank you, Renee. Judges?
All right, well, thank you, Renee. So is this a real estate play? Because I understand, you have the Love's parking lots, and you have rest places, and some have security, some don't, some have food, some don't. Where are these truckers going to park?
These truckers are going to park on a location. We're going to buy land.
So it's a real estate play?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we'll just create a parking lot. It'll have gated area. They'll also have to come into they'll have to come inside of the gated area. They'll have a card or their login information. They can do all of this through the website. We'll have the contracts through the website or through the app. So it's easy and efficient for the drivers. So if they're coming in late at night, they're not necessarily having to worry about, oh, can I call someone on the phone? They'll have easy access into those locations.
Yeah.
How many locations do you think you need in order to make it viable? In other words, I'm a trucker. I go from here to California, and you have one stop in Arkansas.
Right.
Is that enough, or how
And
big
here
do
in
you need to be to
Louisiana,
make it worthwhile?
I'm sorry. Here in Louisiana, we only have a few gated parking locations, but not enough. So the goal is to have those locations in our hub zones or near airports somewhere near a highway where it's only 5 to 10 miles away from them having to travel, so they're not coming actually off of the highway, making it more efficient for them.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thing is where were you going to put them? Like, it definitely is like, if you're going to rent a space, you need to be close enough to the space to your home or to where you're staying, right?
Exactly.
And so there's a location bias there where you've got to be near it. And I just wonder how you solve that. I mean, obviously your experience lends that on where to put them. And I guess talk about that a little bit more on like where you would put them in Louisiana.
In Louisiana, we want to put them in the major cities. So we want to go is Slidell, we want to do Lafayette or Lake Charles, Alexandria, the places where we see most of the freight coming into Louisiana. And in those spaces, that's where the freight is coming out of. They're coming from the outer parts and coming into Louisiana. So we don't necessarily want to put them near the residential areas because we don't want to give the residents.
One more question too. How many parking spots per thing are you going to do? You're getting 220 per spot, right? Or per thing. So how many spots per?
Per acre holds 30 to 40 vehicles. So the first goal is for us to do anywhere from 3 to 4 acres of land.
When you acquire a bit of land, either leased or bought, how long and how much capital does it take to get it up and running?
One of the lower properties that I've seen is going to cost $350,000. That's the smaller one, anywhere from 1 to 1.5 in acres. But if we were going to do anywhere from 5 plus, that's going to be 2.5 million.
Per site?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions, judges?
Any other competitors in the space, or is there?
We have-
like besides Love's, I guess is the only other thing I know.
Kingpin Parking is actually here located in Louisiana. Kingpin. But also there's Wrigley's also, but they are in Houston. So they haven't touched Louisiana yet. So my biggest competitor here would be the Love's locations, the rest stops along the highway, and Kingpin Parking. They provide secure parking, but there's no customer service.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yes.
Last question, this is curiosity, knowing nothing about trucking.
Right.
How long does a truck stop? Okay, I'm driving. Okay, I have to stop at some point, rest, or how long do I stay there?
Truckers are able to drive 11 hours.
Okay.
And they have to rest at least, I believe, 8. Most of my trucks, we only do local, so we operate in Louisiana. But truckers that are
So
going
you don't
across
run
the
into
road,
that problem?
no.
So the only
I
people,
have-
the only people who are going to need your product are people who are doing long-term?
Yes. Or if they have a vehicle and they run locally and they can't park their vehicle in their residential area, they have that option to do that with us. And we provide those amenities as well. Get fueling up on site, if they need their truck detailing, trying to take away that stress of driving, while driving.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you, Renee. Juniper, you ready?
Thank you.
So this is forward,
Forward?
and that would be back.
Oh, okay.
Always move forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Time will start when you start.
Okay. Oh, got my thing here. Good afternoon, and thank you all for having me. This has been a great experience, and I'm not going to take any more of my time. This afternoon, we are going to be talking about vaginas. And so you are one of 3 people. You either have one, you came out of one, or you're trying to get into one. At any rate, you are familiar with the topic that we're talking about. Or 2 out of the 3, exactly. My name is Tanea Brown, CEO and founder of Juniper Global Enterprises, doing business as VagiPlug. The CDC states that 21.2 million women are impacted with bacterial vaginosis. So you say bacterial vaginosis, what brings that on is the use of fragranted soaps while bathing. So the CDC states that 21.2 million women are impacted with bacterial vaginosis. 75% of all women will experience at least one bacterial vaginal infection in their lifetime. And of that 75%, 40 to 50% will experience a reoccurring vaginal infection. These are women that are ages 14 to 59. So I guess you ask, what's the solution? The solution is VagiPlug. VagiPlug is a medical grade, it's our flagship patented pendant technology. It is a medical grade silicone device that is simply inserted into the vaginal canal prior to showering or bathing. And basically what it does, and you judges have it right in front of you, it basically displaces any soaps or creams that would otherwise get into the vaginal canal that might otherwise induce vaginal infections and odor. Additionally, the VagiPlug does have subsequent uses, so you would be able to use it while swimming. Some women do develop an irritation to chlorine. Also in the hot tub, I have one of my nurse practitioners that simply states that every time she gets into the hot tub, she gets a bacterial or vaginal infection, a yeast infection per se. Additionally, it can be used during bikini waxes in order to prevent any waxes from getting into the vaginal canal, and also finally as an odor blocker. So see, the theme here is just to keep anything outside of the vaginal canal. We think we have earplugs, we have mouth plugs, we have nose plugs, we have all of these protective devices, but nothing for the vagina. Currently, the market size, the total addressable market is a 1.1 trillion as stated by Crunchbase. This is the femtech market that I'm speaking of. The serviceable addressable market, the SAM, is 105, and these are all the women in the world across the US that are impacted with bacterial vaginosis that might want a solution. And then we plan to address, during the first 5 years after launching, 50 million within 5 years. So that's 5 million the first year, and every subsequent year, 10 to 15 million women subscribers that we plan to have. The femtech market is quite robust. However, each one of these competitors that are on the slide all have a different niche. We all do kind of the same thing. You have prebiotics, probiotics, we have yoni products. But the three things that separates the VagiPlug from all of the others is, number one, we address it from a preventative standpoint. Thereby, our competitors are after the fact, after you get the yeast infection, after the bacterial, after the vaginal infection. Additionally, our device is multi-use, as I stated, showering, bathing, waxing, swimming, hot tubbing. And last and finally, this is the most holistic method. Some women don't like to utilize any type of medication or anything of that sort. As I stated, this device is medical grade, silicone tested. And so it's easy for reuse, not to be shared, but you can use it over and over again yourself. So my question is, who wants to help me to plug up vaginas in a safe, holistic manner? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're up. Oh, yeah.
You get to go.
I get to go first.
All right, Barry,
Y'all
take it away.
playing this out
All
well,
right,
huh?
Tony,
Yeah.
Tony will.
I guess,
We kind of rotate like this.
yeah, so, I guess, so is it in the market, users, reviews, and clinical
So we've
feedback, I guess is what my first question would be.
Yes, so
something.
we've done focus groups. We have actually done 3 rounds of beta testing. The first one wasn't really, it was more of a, hey, it works, it doesn't work. But we've done 2 rounds of beta testing and hoping to do a third just to get the information that we have already been provided and modify the device. Currently, we are pre-revenue, but as I stated, even now we're running a Facebook ad, and the feedback from the ladies is astronomical. We were at NOE in New Orleans, and a couple ladies asked, when can I buy it? Can I buy it now? So it's just a matter of a couple minor little modifications, and then we'll be ready to go.
Are there any restrictions on getting it approved or selling it or anything like that legally as far as it
Right.
being a medical device? I don't know.
So we're not medical device. We're not.
Okay.
We are not treating, diagnosing, or curing any diseases. We are simply a plug for the vagina to keep stuff out.
Okay.
But the basis where I talk about bacterial vaginosis is because I want my users to say, hey, this is what I used it for, and this is what, it helped me with. So I'm not out the gate gonna say, hey, we're treating or curing bacterial vaginosis, but I just want to put it in a frame of mind so that you're aware of what it is that we're talking about and what it helps with indirectly on the backside.
Two questions. One is it patentable?
It is patent pending. I might have glossed
Sorry, you
over
may
that.
well
We
have
are
said that.
patent pending currently.
Sorry, that thought came from that. And in terms of your sort of route to market, is this a sort of direct sale thing, or is it a retail product, or is it a kind of like a Tupperware party type of approach?
Yeah, so initially we are, no, you're fine. Initially, we are going to go direct to the consumer, trade shows on our website, any other, time that we're out, like at pop-up shops, focusing primarily on, female type events, feminine hygiene.
Okay.
So you're burning, Bill.
You kind of answered the question. You're not governed by the FDA, so you don't need approval there.
Correct.
Okay, so you're not curing, but you are preventing. And
Well,
your goal is to prevent.
in essence. But
Okay.
we're really going to steer clear of that word, just so that we don't get flagged by the FDA. Eventually, down the road, we do see ourselves being a pestiary of sorts, when you basically would put the medication onto the veggie plug and slide it into the vagina and allow the body to absorb whatever medication is on it. But that's subsequent down the road.
Okay. So I get the problem you're trying to solve, and I understand how you're trying to solve it. Again, it's not FDA, but do you have any clinical studies? How do you know it works? In other words, I think of like, if something gets to the exterior of the vagina, isn't that going to cause a bacterial infection? I mean, what's this going to prevent? What's it not going to prevent in the bacterial world?
Okay. So what it
And
prevents...
how do you know that?
Okay. I know it because I've used it. I've been using it for 2 years. Not the one you guys have, but the one that I kept and made for my... Yeah, there you go. That I kept and made for myself, as well as those that have beta tested have explained to me, hey, we used it. I have a friend of mine that used it, and she uses Irish Spring soap. I'm like, why? But anyway, that's what she uses, and she said she had no irritation after placing the veggie plug inside of her vaginal canal after bathing and showering. So I guess what happens is if once the veggie plug is in place, it doesn't allow the disturbance of the microbiome inside of the vaginal canal. So if you can understand, it's like it's a culture in and of itself inside of there. So any type of fragrance, soaps, or anything may throw off those levels. And once those levels are thrown off, there's an ability for a bad bacteria to overgrowth and an undergrowth of the good bacteria. So to your point, the beta testing and even maybe clinical trials or something of that nature, just to say, hey, yes, definitely does work. But as far as the end user goes, it works. The two rounds that I've done.
Niche question.
Yes.
Can it help with cystitis at all?
Say with what?
Have you tested whether it works with people who have cystitis?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's Sorry, I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Okay. Vaginitis, yes. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Y'all ready? All right. Next up, 3.
That's 4.
Yeah, green's go. Giving our judges a moment to take their notes. All right, good evening, everyone. My name's Chenzo Corona, and I'm the founder and CEO of BREW. And I'm willing to bet every one of you wasted over $2,000 shopping for your groceries last year, and let me tell you why. You see, grocery prices aren't just climbing. They're on a constant roller coaster. Just 1 week, a store might change its prices by up to 30%. And the cost for the same groceries can vary by as much as 40% between different stores at the exact same time. So the core issue here, though, is that this data is scattered across countless platforms, meaning budget-conscious shoppers or having to juggle multiple apps and sort through piles of coupons just to try and find deals. That's why we built a bot to go out and gather product information from multiple stores and apps. And by having all of this data in one place, we can make it incredibly simple to find the best prices on groceries. So let's say it's Taco Tuesday. You know there are multiple stores within 2 miles of your house, and they all carry all the ingredients you need. So how are you going to know where to go? With Thrivy, we've simplified the shopping experience and organized everything on one page, making it incredibly simple to build multiple shopping lists. In just a few clicks, you can add all the products you need to make a delicious taco recipe from not just one store, but every single store in your area. And once you're happy with that list, you click one button, and Thrivy will instantly show you what it would cost to go get all of those ingredients in the store and the added fees to pick your order up or have everything delivered. What once took hours now takes minutes to save 20% on every single grocery shopping trip. So here's Victoria and her family. Their monthly grocery bill used to be $1,000 a month. With our app, we've cut that down to under $800, and after paying us just $1.99 per checkout, she's on pace to save over $2,000 a year. I mean, imagine what a family can do with all that extra cash. And she joins a community of 1,100 shoppers who are already saving and love saving all their favorite products without having to sacrifice on quality. And while there are many delivery apps, they don't show you in-store prices. And they don't show you other delivery services in your area. And without any price comparison, how do you even know if you're getting a good deal? For that, you might switch to one of these apps. And while these platforms have amassed tens of millions of users, you can't actually build a shopping list, and you're often limited to products that are on sale and not the full store catalog. And for retailers, big data companies have tools so retailers can see competitor prices, but the difference is we're a shopping app at our core. Meaning we don't just tell them if they have the best price, we can track an individual shopper on their journey across the entire market all the way through to the point of purchase. We're a comprehensive shopping app, empowering shoppers to save through price comparison and building truly novel retailer analytics. And based on our checkout model and 147 million online grocery shoppers in the US, our total addressable market is over $30 billion. But we're starting with the 30,000 members of a North Shore bargain shoppers group who are already sharing ways to save online. These are the deal hunters and the coupon clippers that are right in my backyard, and that alone amounts to over $6 million in annual sales potential. We knew the first thing we had to do was build a grocery product catalog. And using ThrivyBot, we've automated the process of collecting and updating product information on hundreds of thousands of products, ensuring we always keep up-to-date pricing. And by posting in these online social media groups, we can reach a highly targeted audience across the country with very little marketing spend. And plus, we're already in discussions with our local United Way to partner and co-promote this tool to their most at-risk Alice households. I'm an engineer with over 7 years of experience growing tech startups and developing technology products. I'm joined by our lead developer, George Walker, who has over 9 years of experience as a software developer for a global firm. And we have an elite team of advisors who come from operations and technology backgrounds, right there, at Fortune 500 companies. If we were to secure the Demo Day prize, those funds would directly support us advertising to suburban, budget-conscious mothers across the New Orleans market who are our target audience. It would also support the development of some back-end technology for our software and to streamline the retail onboarding process. You see, we're building an AI-powered analytics platform so stores and brands can monitor the market and optimize prices to increase their sales. And over the next 4 months, we're refining our product matching capabilities and our in-store checkout features, aiming to make 2 key hires to our engineering team, and we project being profitable after selling 10 analytics licenses to those retailers that are already in our catalog. And our exit strategy is to sell to a big data company like our closest competitor did just 2 years ago. Now, I'm a Louisiana native, born and raised, and I started this business here because our community is really struggling. Over 262,000 households cannot afford their most basic needs, and that's happening all across the country with 7 in 10 families living paycheck to paycheck. Imagine a world where every dollar is spent wisely, where time saved on shopping is time gained with family. With Thrivy, that world is just 1 click away.
All right.
So How do you onboard a customer? Is it just a straight download for an app? And do you carry coupons with that as well? So if you load up your new customer, do you get a bunch of coupons, or you just start building? How does that work if you're on?
So the user goes to our website, shop3rv.com. It's live. They create an account. Very easy process. Add their name and email. It takes them directly to the products page, and from there they start building their shopping list.
So it has to be on a PC rather than a mobile.
So you can use it on your phone. It's mobile friendly, mobile responsive, so it looks and feels like an app, but we haven't published to
Okay,
the app.
that's fair. No, that's fair. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you go back to the slide? You were give us an example of someone who saved some money, the family. I don't know how old that slide is, but can you give me the details of that example? Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm a family, I'm spending $1,000 a month.
Clicker,
You don't need
struggling.
to go back.
I'll go while I'm talking.
Give us the details of how they saved the money. Is it like, oh, okay, Ralph's peanut butter is
This is not gonna
$3 and so-and-so's is $2. I'm gonna go buy that?
So they're getting their entire, well, now it's going back, and now it's going to go back several
That's all
slots.
right.
I
worry
think they're
about it.
handling that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what this looks like is,
Explain how the family saves money.
right, so they save money by going to the store that has the best price for all of their items. They're not bouncing between multiple stores. They're not ordering delivery from multiple different stores. They're getting their total shopping list. So they're building that taco recipe. They're saying for all 10 items, that's going to cost me $90 at Rouse's. For all 10 items to get those at Winn-Dixie, it's going to cost me $105.
Okay, I see.
And so they're saving
Yeah, I didn't know if
$15 on every, which while working with shoppers and our customers, getting their feedback, they are interested in that ability to be able to go to multiple stores and maximize their savings. It comes down to drivability, gas costs, things of that nature, but that's something that they're interested in, and if we get enough people that want it, we can build it.
Yeah, because some people have a lot of, like, I go to Winn-Dixie every week for my big stuff. I go to Whole Foods for my specialty stuff, and I have a neighborhood place that I go to for my emergency stuff. But a lot
Right.
of people only have one option. Oh, there's only one grocery store near me. So,
That's what you fix, isn't it?
So what we fix is for those markets that have 2+ grocery stores in their area. And so we're targeting those suburban mothers, like in the New Orleans area market and onto the North Shore, where they have an option of at least 2 stores where they can do that price comparison, maximize the savings.
Okay, so if I don't have a store, so if I'm in North Baton Rouge and I use your app, can I still get a delivery or no?
So we're search only at this phase. I want to clarify, we're building that checkout feature. And so we will connect you to one of those delivery services that has the best price in your area.
Okay.
And they will handle the fulfillment along with you.
Okay.
We help you find those deals.
Okay. That's very cool.
Think kayak for grocery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Can you talk, I got a couple questions. The revenue model, exactly, I know you were charging them a little bit, so just pure checkout fees, or how does that work? Is there a percentage of sales? What is that exactly?
So
Is there any reoccurring revenue or anything like that as well?
So there's checkout, which as a user checks out on our platform, it's a very basic transaction fee. They're willing to pay that. From customer discovery, we learn that they are open to subscription-based model, so to pay for access to this platform, which would be more of a recurring base. On the other side of the market, that analytics side of things, to be able to understand your price point versus competitors in your market for the retailers and brands, that's a tier-based subscription model that can be very lucrative for us, depending on how many store locations you want to monitor and how many products you have in your catalog. I hope that answered your question, Barry.
One more thing. Obviously, there's a lot of competitors in the market with delivery and other things. Like, what's your target user, and like, how are you acquiring them?
So we do not compete directly with delivery services. We do not have fulfillment ourselves, and I don't have any interest in competing in the fulfillment space because it's so competitive and it's really complex to deal in that space. So we're that broker that fits in between that helps them find those deals. So this is a landscape where these shoppers are already communicating online. Like I mentioned, those social groups. They're following moms' blogs and influencers who share ways to save, who share recipes and inspirations of that nature. That's how we're reaching those particular target audience. And so those are those budget-conscious shoppers. 66% of people today are exchanging brand loyalty for cost-saving alternatives with inflation at the way that it is. So it's a really ripe opportunity for us to be in business now. But we reach them through those targeted groups and targeted advertising with those influencer audiences.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up. Ready, Tipsy? All right.
Exciting.
It's like, calm down. Oh, no, this is you.
Oh, I mean, I'll take
We're
that
both
too.
too excited.
Yeah, I can do double mics. That'll work. All right. Picture this. You walk into a bar. It's dead. Terrible music is playing, and people are heading to the door. Well, this has happened time and time again in my experience in college and my co-founder's experience. Music is essential to the nightlife experience. Music often determines if you go to that bar, stay at that bar, will return to that bar, or leave that bar. But here's the problem. Bars are missing the mark, and not by choice, but because they lack the resources necessary for their specific needs. We had conversations with over 50+ bar owners, and we found that they are often sold services dedicated to other industries like restaurants or antiquated products like jukeboxes. The most common pain point that arose was music management and song request. Bars currently hit shuffle play on a personal Spotify playlist, or they install a bulky, outdated jukebox that leads to terrible experiences for everyone involved. But we took it one step further. We went boots on ground employees. Think your managers and your bartenders and your floor guys. And they're getting overrun with song requests. Dive bar employees receive 5 to 10 requests a night per employee. Sports bars receive 15 to 20 requests a night per employee. And high volume bars receive 50 to 70 requests a night per employee. These are a few of our screenshot conversations, but we mainly went into bars and had conversations with those bartenders. So we set out and we created Tipsy. We are the soundtrack to an unforgettable night. What is Tipsy? Tipsy is a mobile application and website that makes music management and song requests simple. We allow bars to seamlessly monetize a service they already provide while still maintaining full control. What does that look like? I go into a hip hop bar, I request a country song, it won't get accepted, and vice versa. Best part is, we're free forever for bars to try out, and installation happens in just under 5 minutes. But what does that installation look like? It's super simple for a bar. So most of them are using Spotify right now. So I'm a bar owner, I download the Tipsy app or go to our website, connect your Spotify playlist, and voila. In just under 5 minutes, I can start receiving requests. If I'm a patron, super simple. Walk into the bar and have the Tipsy app downloaded, or scan the unique QR code in that bar, will be brought to our web application. Both of these allow you to request a song in just 3 clicks. So you can start having more fun, stay longer, and spend more money in that bar, making the bar owner happier. The best part is our business model is stupidly simple. We only make money when the bar makes money. So for instance, I'm a patron, I walk into the bar, I request a song, we take 25% for facilitating that transaction, and the bar receives the remaining 75%, which is more than double our nearest competitor, who has a middleman involved that takes some of that percentage. Our songs are dynamically priced, meaning as more requests are coming in, the price of the song goes up. But because we solved the core issue of music, we actually bring the bar so much more. We bring them recurring revenue, $15,000 to $60,000 per year. We bring them data analytics. We'll know what demographic this type of customer is, where they like to go, what type of events they like, what drink specials they are, and who they're listening to on either their Apple Music or Spotify accounts, which will help us bring in lead generation. We'll drive people to your bar and ultimately make them stay longer. Our addressable market is massive, nearly a $70 billion total addressable market. But at its core, we recognize that Tipsy is about empowering local communities and small business owners. So it starts in our backyard of Louisiana. We believe we can find 300 bars and achieve a $10 million service obtainable market. Compared to our competitors, we are not just the best solution, we are the only solution handcrafted by bar owners for bar owners. What does that mean? We have flexibility, so you can turn a request on and off, where our competitors you can't. We're not a SaaS-based, meaning that the bars don't have to pay an upfront large fee to have requests come in, like some of our competitors, and we make sure that the integrity of the establishment and the vibe is always on par. I'm so thankful for this team. We span over 3 universities, including Tulane, Georgia Tech, and Cornell, have our own development team, span over 8 areas of study, have professional app development experience, investment banking, private equity, venture capital, product engagement launches, and so much more. Our roadmap, currently we're beta testing, so we're live in a bar getting feedback, live this week. In August, we'll begin our launch, which will launch with 15+ bars throughout New Orleans and Baton Rouge, which we already have signed up. And then in January, we'll be looking to do our campus expansion. We'll launch in 2 new college campuses. As far as the music tech goes, we currently use Spotify because it's low barriers and fast, easy implementation. But we will be switching over to Soundtrack because it's a legal commercial music direct service provider. What does this mean for bars? Well, bars actually don't understand that they're playing music illegally in their establishments by using Spotify. Even if you're paying your performing rights organizations, it doesn't matter because it does not cover streaming. If you switch to us, you will be legally covered and never have to worry about those performing rights organizations coming for a lawsuit to you. So, Tipsy, we are proudly born and raised in New Orleans.
Hey.
So let me ask you about your revenue. Well, first of all, what bar are you opening in?
Well, we have the Rev in Ruston, the Rev in Baton Rouge, and then we do TJ's in New Orleans.
All right, everybody go visit those bars. Okay. So I walk in, I've got the app, I want to play a song. I understand you get 25% of the revenue. What's my average price for me, the customer?
Yep. So we've done surveys. Right now, it's looking right around $2. That's also with what our competitors are around. But according to the surveys, a lot of people say it depends on how drunk I am. I mean, that's the honest truth. So we're thinking at high volume bars, it could as much as $10 to $20 per song.
Yeah, I was curious because I saw the 3 levels of bar. What's a high volume bar? I'm not even sure what that means.
Think like Mike's in Tigerland, Fred's in Tigerland, the Boot, the Palms.
Lots of people.
Lots of people. Like those big establishments like that.
And how do we, all 3 of us are trying to play a song. How do we jockey to get our song up first?
Yeah, so this is the really cool part. If, let's say, you request a song, you paid for it, they can go on there and they can just like the song in the queue and it'll move it up for free. They don't have to pay anything. Or if you want it to play next, you can actually pay for what we're calling a fast pass right now. We'll probably change the name of it and you can basically move up.
And do you get a percentage of that?
Correct.
The same 25%?
Yes.
So last question. So the whole ASCAP thing, paying royalty. How do you make a bar legal? How are you doing that?
Because Soundtrack is our back-end provider, basically, that provides us all the playlist. They're a spinoff from Spotify. They're a commercial music direct service provider. So because we use all their playlist, basically when a bar begins, we pay that subscription for them. When they use us, all that becomes licensed to stream commercially. Whereas Spotify, if you go through all their terms of service and you look it up online and whatever, yeah, exactly.
Right.
You cannot do that. You're not supposed to play it in public venues.
And how much is that going to cost you?
It's $50 per month per venue, but we write it into the contracts with them, which is basically until we make $50 back on request, we don't do our normal splits. We get all the money, and then once we make that $50 back, then we go to our normal splits. But we cover all that fee for them, basically.
Gotcha. The upfront cost.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So,
We're going to go this way. Sorry.
I guess talk about your revenue model a little bit more on the transaction fee and how that works and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I request let's say you're the bar, right? I request a song, it gets approved, let's assume it gets approved, and let's say it's $2, right? The bar would get 75% of that, and then we would take 25% of that $2, so 50 cents and then $1.50 to that bar. We basically do that based on song, so it's dynamically priced, so more requests come in, it gets more expensive.
I see one of your competitors has a SaaS model, and the other ones are transaction plus installation fee.
Correct.
So you're just competing on the fact that you're just transaction based. Is that?
No, so if you use one of our competitors, so the SaaS fee for them is upwards of $100 if you want to have requests built in.
$100 a month?
Yeah, for that.
And there's no transaction fee though, right?
No, and they cannot make money off of that. It just allows customers to request songs. Our competitors who are at TouchTunes and A&I jukeboxes who are actually installing physical jukeboxes in that bar, once you install one of those in your bar, you lose full control of the music. What does that mean? Your employees and you no longer get to control the vibe, meaning that people can go in and troll your bar. And we've seen this happen time and time again. I mean, my running joke is that Monster Mash plays on repeat with bars. And I'm guilty of that because our competitor, TouchTunes, thinks that we are a bar trying to install it. And so we get free TouchTunes credits. So we go into bars and we troll them to give them terrible experiences and watch people go around. This happens all the time. It's on my TikTok feed all the time and everything. So we're trying to get rid of that and make it better for everybody and ultimately make them more money. Also, the revenue splits aren't as good. At all times, it has to be playing. For your employees to request a song or have anything they want to play, even when there's no one there. So TouchTunes says sign up for our loyalty program, and every 75 requests you get, you'll get 25 tokens. Those 25 tokens equate to roughly 7 songs for your employees.
You're going to probably duck this. This is a Soundtrack question. Spotify is notorious for fakery and cheating artists. If I'm an artist in a bar going, hey man, you're using Spotify, why are you using that? Have you got the detail from these guys in terms of presumably the rev splits? If you know what songs are being played, the rev splits from soundtrack go much more directly to the artist. Do you know that?
Correct.
Can you research that? Can
Yes.
you give me numbers on that? No.
Yes. We will know exactly what song is playing where, how often, and we can give artists more money based on that in the live venues. We can give that money back. Actually, music labels have had a ton of interest in partnering with us for our
Oh,
data.
wow. So if I'm an artist, I can get the data off you and I can see what revenue streams are coming from you. So I can then
Correct.
start to promote your stuff in my bar.
Correct.
Love that. That's fabulous. That's a major, major issue in the industry right now.
Great. Thank you,
Wait,
Grant.
I'm sorry, quick question. I'm sorry. The approval process, I forgot what example you said. It's like if I'm at a country western bar and someone tries to play disco, it's not going to be approved. Who decides that? Is it the bar? No disco here?
Yeah, so the bar decides that basically. Yeah,
went with the disco
sorry for
theme
everybody
here.
that likes disco. Don't worry, we'll make sure you don't go to that bar if you want disco.
Okay, yeah.
But basically, yeah, so you can import or connect, I should say, your Spotify playlist or list, or we have automated playlists for you. Basically, off of that, we build a node network map saying, like, I think if you click on Spotify, like, related songs, similar concept, where it's like only these songs should be approved. Use the threshold model. So
Okay.
if it's like in the gray area, it'll go to staff. And you can kind of choose if you want to accept that or not.
Okay. All right, well, thanks a lot, Josh.
All right. Wonder Clothing, y'all ready? Let's do it. Y'all are mic'd up?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tom will start when you start talking. All right.
All right. The green is go, and the red is bag. Okay, gotcha. All right. Picture this. You're fresh out of high school, thrown straight into the real world with no true sense of direction. Many of you have been into college, and even if you haven't, most people get lost and confused throughout their journey, and they're not sure which path they should pursue. Many opportunities may present themselves, but you just don't know which ones to pick. Wonder is a streetwear clothing brand that represents a movement. A movement. We target passionate young adults like ourselves who are looking for themselves and trying to find out what they want to achieve throughout their life. We know that the journey may be a little messy, but the destination is pure wonder.
We transform this journey into comfortable, affordable, high-quality clothing. Now, we take that, we make sure that we involve influencers in the process. By doing so, we make sure we implement a network of influencers, artists, and athletes that come together, and we make sure we build it around to make it produce what we need.
Now, our first drop was March of last year, and we were able to acquire the popular influencer, Angel Reese, who posted in our product, allowing us to sell out rapidly with just a few days. And that was just our first drop, just the start. Now, the influencer acquisition game has been game-changing. Acquiring influencers like Dylan Sampson, the University of Tennessee starting running back, and popular influencer Cousin Jay, it's almost impossible for us not to sell out every drop that we have. And as we grow, so does our influencer outreach. Now, just yesterday, we had our third drop, and we were already able to acquire influencers with a combined following of over 6 million followers to post and promote our products.
Now, the streetwear industry is a huge market. Our TAM, also known as our total addressable market, is sitting at almost $1.74 trillion. Our SAM, also known as our serviceable addressable market, is sitting at almost $187 billion. Now, our US streetwear market, our obtainable market, is sitting at $80 billion, growing, expanding rapidly.
Now, our competitors consist of a few companies, including World Envision, Essentials, and Golf Wang. Some companies prioritize quality and comfort. Others prioritize being affordable. But we ensure to incorporate all three because we know how important those factors are whenever our target audience is going to buy clothes. And not to mention, our acquisition of influencers who our target audiences watch on a daily basis puts us to the next level with our specific niche.
Now let's talk numbers. The financial projections for this year is sitting at almost $100,000 with 6 drops up to date. We plan on taking this $10,000 investment and turning that into a $28,000 gross revenue for our plan. Now, by doing so, we make sure we obtain a trademark in order to ensure Wonder's legality.
And we have profit margins averaging around 37% for all of our drops. So our team starts with myself, Hayden. I'm CEO of Wonder and an entrepreneurship major at LSU. I specialize in, go Tigers. I specialize in innovating, taking an innovative approach in every aspect of the business that I can to help make sure our company grows as efficiently as possible.
Here I am. I'm CFO of Wonder Clothing LLC, also a financial student at LSU. I make sure that the financial projection and goals are met every month and every year. I am also introducing Jordan Gloston, who is our Chief of Creativity, who also is the creative embodiment behind Wonder, pushing out designs every single month.
Then there's Cole Dupree, who recently graduated high school. Cole has a huge network of influencers and rappers all throughout the nation that he works closely with to promote Wonder and its products. And finally, there's Justin Collins, younger brother of NFL and Alabama star Landon Collins, who also has a network of athletes, both pro and collegiate, all throughout the nation that we work with to promote Wonder's products. Not to mention, he's mastered the art of social media content creation and helps promote Wonder's message to the masses. Now, Wonder isn't just a clothing brand.
It's a community.
It's a community. We represent that the journey may be difficult, but the destination is beautiful. Rather than being a product of our environments, we chose to create an environment that allows people to wonder and embark on their journey through life. Just imagine this, a whole generation wearing Wonder, being uplifted, empowered, and inspired as they chase their dreams. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Who's going?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, Bill.
Let me just stand up for a second. As you can tell, I'm probably not your audience.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not really up on streetwear. I will.
Well, until you try it.
So
You could be.
I'm working on it. I'm working. Yes. So I'm just kind of curious because I saw your back for the first time. Turn around for a second. Do you have anything on your back?
No, sir. Well,
No,
actually,
okay.
just a little embroidery logo right
Okay.
there. But yes.
Yeah, I was wondering. I know your movement. You have a message, and so what is like when you're making these clothes? I see Wonder on the front. What's the theme? What's the message? What are you? Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
So we try.
splashy box here.
Yes, sir. We just dropped our art and attire collection yesterday, so we
guess I gotta put
hand
this
painted
on, huh?
all the boxes with paint
Yeah.
in our apartment. We got a little bit messy, and they had to paint over it, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
But the message behind Wonder is that we want to
Yeah.
inspire and uplift individuals who are trying to find themselves and what they want to achieve in life. We felt like our freshman year in college, whenever we first came together, we were at that moment. We didn't know, excuse my language, what the hell we were doing. You know, we were enjoying the college lifestyle and were kind of lost in our ways, but then we found something that we could contribute to that could be bigger than ourselves.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
mentioned, I think, a 37% profit margin. What's it cost to make versus what do you sell it for? And how are you selling it now?
So you probably can't read that.
I
but
can't read that,
that's
no.
the so
Again, I'm old.
that's our next projected drop that we would use $9,200 of the $10,000 funds to fund. The shirts are about $11 a piece whenever you purchase them, and we sell them for $40 a piece. That's that drop that's going to come out next. We got the samples just to approve the quality of the product and make sure it's up to date. But that translates into about $10,000 profit. So you go from about $9,200 to almost $20,000 in total revenue after all the expenses. Yes, sir.
And it's a pure online sales model. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we sell all of our products online. We have a website already that's up and running and fully functional with all of our products on there. We also sell, because our biggest traffic source is Instagram. So we have an Instagram shop, which allows us to sell products directly to our followers who watch our videos and stay up to date with us. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Where are you sourcing the materials and where's the production at?
So right now we're outsourcing the materials from Pakistan. They pretty much, our designer, chief of
That's where my
creativity.
developers are at.
Yes, sir. Our chief of creativity designs the product, every single detail down to the core, sends it over to them. They create the garments fully from start to finish and then send it over to us, and then we, market and sell our products.
That's great.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
Any other questions? Oh,
So I'm looking at kind of what you're wearing, what this is. Are y'all going to go into T-shirts, jackets? Are you going to stay to this? What are you going to do?
So right now we have hoodies, sweatpants, polos, sweaters. We do plan on kind of going more into accessories, providing book bags, gloves for a lot of the athletes because we do plan on influencing more people through their audiences. So when we do go that route, we do plan on starting Wonder Fit, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
great. Thank you, Wonder Clothing. Good job, guys. All right. Thank you. Well, I wouldn't want to be the judge right now. Y'all got quite the duty before you. So Paul is going to take y'all to some place around here so y'all can deliberate. Some undisclosed location. You can get a drink. You can go out that way. Don't need to take your notes or anything? So, before everyone starts moving, while the judges deliberate, though, what are y'all doing, LSU? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. So, this is the third year. Guys? So this is the third year that we've done Ignition 2.0, and it's really a joy to see these companies grow once they leave the program. And so I've asked Brendan Harris with Bloom who was with us last year at this time with Ignition 2.0, just to kind of share where you are now with your journey.
Okay. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Okay, first, let's give those contestants a round of applause because they did great. They did great. So some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name is Brandon Harris. I'm the founder and CEO of Bloom. Bloom's a digital platform connecting performers and venues. Think Airbnb for live entertainment. So what we do is we've really grown and thrived by going through Ignition 2.0. It's helped us identify customer discovery. It's helped us improve our pitch with coaches like Abby and also mentors like Q. But most importantly, what we've been able to do is really understand what it is that we strive to do, and it extends with the customer, right? So we've been able to onboard 10 venues between Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Lafayette. We've generated 250 hot to warm leads that we're working to bring onto the platform. One thing that is often missed when we talk about scaling is the business processes, the team that's required to do that. So I'm excited to share that we're onboarding team members, at least 3 in the marketing and operations, and also they're going to kill me, but the last one is user experience. All right, so we've been able to onboard team members by really working to build the brand, establish these partnerships with our venues. So again, Bloom, Airbnb for live entertainment. Our mission is to connect the live entertainment industry via AI, and I would love to share with you all that right now we have successfully launched on all platforms, so we are available for download. And so, yeah, while the judges are deliberating, I kind of am a fan of questions, so if anyone in the audience has a question, I would love to answer. It doesn't have to be just about Bloom. It can also be about Ignition.
Can you talk a little bit about how the Ignition process expanded your mindset as an entrepreneur?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so first, because of my experience in the live entertainment industry, I thought I knew it all, right? So one, it's a large... it becomes very clear that you don't know it all when you're sitting in a room and they're asking you, okay, so what's your go-to-market strategy? I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna call up Rob 49, and they're like, you need a little bit more than that, man. So it really helps to sit, to talk, to have a mentor who's open to hearing what you're trying to do and provide some validation and feedback. Any other questions? Oh, okay.
So Bloom, you said it's Airbnb
Entertainment, yes. Yeah. Of course. Okay, so are you familiar with Mallard Bay, where you have hunting in different areas? Oh, okay. So yeah, shout out to Logan. And so shout out to Logan and Wyatt. I'm actually cool with them. So the best part about it is right now there's struggling small businesses all throughout the United States. What we do is we connect with them because they have time slots that they need foot traffic. We have performers, you have keynote speakers, you have poets who overall have an audience. And just by creating an environment for them to connect, we found that we're able to take some of their zero revenue nights and increase it by like 866%, just by adding in live entertainment. Any other questions about, we got Sinzo and then you. Okay. Okay, so for launch, I was most excited about really just the graphics, everything being uploaded. One thing is we're grateful for the traction because now we're able to bring on team members. But when you are a small team, you're kind of concerned with everything, right? So when I say the graphics, it's because if it doesn't look right on the page, it's going to impact people viewing it. Then when they don't want to view it, then they don't want to download it. So it creates an environment for you to just be nitpicking. But second, your question was about. Like, what was it like for a venue to try and book a speaker? Like, if they didn't have open slots, like, how awful was that process? I spoke with 3090 in New Orleans. This lady had like 5 calendars. She said she would forget if she's booked someone. She said sometimes she would double book, have a band showing up, and they're like, hey, look, you scheduled us to perform. She's like, wait, did I? So what we've done is we've like really streamlined that process. We have really created an intuitive platform that not only allows them to discover, but to negotiate, to book, and handle payments in-app. So I believe that we've truly returned time to her. We've returned some sanity, and some good times. And
is there a concept or a topic that Ignition didn't cover that you wish they had?
One thing that I would say, and this is probably just more of a personal thing, there's sometimes a fine balance between being yourself and I think being a presentable entrepreneur. And so today, I'm here in these jeans, but I think that would be the only thing that could be like a course, but again, that might just be myself. I think Ignition did a great job of preparing me and giving me the tools to be able to comfortably discuss my business plan, our go-to-market strategy, like our business processes. I've had 10 plus years in live entertainment, but also in tech. So at times there's a gap in communicating it. And I believe by going through Ignition, I've been able to fill that gap. No problem. Any other questions, thoughts, suggestions? Okay, thanks. Hey.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you. So I think we have a few more minutes before the judges come out. So please, is there still some more food back there? There's some more food. Great food, by the way. Thank you. And the bar's still open, so we'll let you know when the judges are ready. Thank you. So I just, again, want to thank all of our great sponsors, Raising Cane's, Stone Pigman, and, of course, this great, is Mike still here with Mid-City Tower? Okay. Mid-City all opened their doors to us, and so Mike is here. His office is right there. They're just knocking on his glass door. They opened their doors to us and provided us this space, and we can't be more thrilled to be here. So great thank you to Mid-City Tower. And then also want to thank everyone from Nexus, Natish's team, and where's the rest of the marketing team back there? Thank y'all so much. Y'all did a fantastic job. There's Mike. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here. I think everyone just loves this space, so thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you need space, come talk to this gentleman. You have some space to rent, right? Yeah, okay. And then, of course, I want to thank our fantastic team, Madeline Knockan, and then Paul back there is holding up the check. You can't see him. Thanks, guys. All right, Tony, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I know y'all were fighting back there.
We did. We had big arguments. We did. And I ended up in front to explain myself. No. Firstly, just want to say, wow, thank you guys. I thought the quality of those pitches, I've listened to pitches in the UK for years and the US, and I thought those were some of the best pitches I've ever heard, and I don't think any one of them isn't a viable business. And so I just want to say, I've pitched my life out. I'm an entrepreneur. I've pitched my life out, and I know how hard it is, how nerve-wracking it is, and how much hard work and persistence you've all put into it. So thank you. So we had a hard decision to make, and the winner is Tipsy. And the reason why is because I'm going to put it into my pub.
Did you introduce your team?
All right, y'all. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one vertical. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then one of y'all.
Congratulations, guys. This is great. So,
Comments, words?
anything to say?
And introduce your team?
Yeah,
introduce
for sure. First off, I want to say thank you to all of the judges. Thank you to Ignition and Nexus. It was a great program. Really enjoyed it. And now I get to introduce my team, which I'm the most thankful for. Tinley, she's great. And Jake, he's all right. But no, it's been an exciting journey. I'm looking forward to launching, and can't thank Nexus and the judges enough. So, yeah.
Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
So BREW continues here tomorrow at 8 o'clock, Natisha?
8 o'clock, we start registration, 8:30, the session.
There you go. CelebrateBrew.com. And remember, always be upstairs on the 4th floor Thursday night at 5:30. 3 companies are pitching for a $100,000 prize and a possible $1 million. Thanks for coming out. See y'all next time. All the rest of the Ignition team, come on up. Chenzo, come on up for a picture. Renee, come on up for a picture.